So massive thanks. I know I've been a little bit quiet on online live, not online obviously, but in terms of being live online. Look, what this video will cover, what this interview will cover, will be a little bit about Sam Maloney. Sam, you're really excited about the National Development Summit. I have to admit, right now I'm thinking, when am I going to get my designs for my posters printed? That's at the back of my mind. Just also ensuring that I get all my speaker slides. So it's different as an event organizer, because you're thinking, I haven't got this, I haven't got that, but I have the amazing Sam, and I have the conference handbook. So look, I know I've not really promoted this too much. Is there a favourite page, Sam, in this conference handbook?
Ooh,
Could it be page
lucky number 14?
14. So we'll go into that in a little bit more detail about page 14. Ooh, almost flushed out, which is the commercial summit. Now the commercial summit is 100-seater capacity. So please, it's a different ball game to the National Development Summit. I was just discussing with Sam about finance and who may or may not be involved in the commercial property summit, because different lenders at Hilltops have different sweet spots. Looking at, well, who does Hilltop look at mainly
In terms of
funding?
Funding, I mean, there's a lot of funders out there. You've got obviously the high street banks, but if you're looking for alternative funding, there's a whole host of names. You've got Urban Exposure, Maslow, Pluto, Puma. You've got Zorin. You've got loads of options there for straightforward debt finance.
Okay, but I have to admit, Sam mentioned a name I've never heard of before, so they're not going to be quite happy with me. Urban Exposure, did you say?
Yeah, Urban Exposure have got a good track record. They've got quite a big loan book at the moment.
Okay, I've not heard them, so that's interesting. Sorin I've heard of. I've met Sorin. I met them a couple of years ago at Mark Stokes' event. I'm pretty sure I did anyway. You mentioned another finance company who I've met or seen because I went to the finance property show.
You've got a couple of funders at the exhibition as well. You've got Lendwell.
Lendwell, yeah, I'm really delighted. So look, there's a video directly about that from Daryl Knockett, former Shawbrook, so to say, almost slipping up there. It's a bit late in the day. Ideally, you want to be doing videos early rather than late in the day. Shawbrook is a bank where Lendwell isn't a bank. It's slightly different. So Lendwell will go into why they're able to do some things slightly differently to Shawbrook. Look, I'm really delighted in many respects. The National Development Summit is experience as well. It's also, to be fair, a little bit of luck. So brand new design I've been working with over the last few months, not even a few months. It gave them an advert to do. They came back and I was really, really impressed. And I put a tender in for them to do a magazine, and they came back, and a lot of work attached to it. Even page 14 had work attached to it. Now, page 14...
I heard it's an award-winning article, Brandon, is that right?
It is. It came under a different name originally. Hilltop from Paul, I won't try to pronounce surname.
Oberschneider.
Okay. So, a New Year's resolution for SME property developers, the best way to grow. And it was interesting, of all the judges, and I don't want to name them personally, who thought, well, Rod Turner, Jay Harrod, James Pick, and Jack Jiggins, and they all rated yours slightly above the next article. So,
it's a great article, though.
Four of them came back and said yes. Yours. It wasn't like
unanimous.
A box. Yeah, unanimous. That's
unanimous. It. You know what? It's a great.
It was quite hard work, I have to admit, to get people interested in submitting. So I was really delighted to get articles in, and it's great to get people involved. So how can you get involved in the National Development Summit right now? You're thinking, okay, you've booked a ticket for the summit. Great, fantastic. Is that it? Get online, have a look. follow the post on Instagram. And there's another way to get involved as well. Paul Higgs, I have to admit, it wasn't even, yes, thanks for joining myself. It wasn't even my idea. Sarah Nasrallah said, look, she enjoys Paul's live deal clinics. I've never been to his live deal clinic, but Sarah,
I have. They're
you
very
have?
good.
So look,
Very good.
I said to Paul, would he be interested in doing a live deal clinic at the National Development Summit? And the answer was yes. So look, there's a video, definitely looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Maybe I'll catch up with you on Friday night, Des, if you're there as well, because I will be staying there on Friday night. So if you're around, that would be great.
Partly in Brendan's room.
Well, nearby. I know people like to stay late as well. It's you know, it's almost like a pre-MIPIM for some people.
Yeah. Warm up for MIPIM.
Yeah. So look, I made some notes. We haven't even, we've skewed away from Sam and intro first of all. So that was the key thing, and we've gone straight into the magazines. But we will come back to Sam. But just a way for you to get involved. Look, Paul Higgs live deal clinic. Send your questions over to Paul, which tells you the email address for Paul. Send them over ideally tomorrow. I'm not sure if Paul's going to be working on Friday. But the more time you give Paul to look at the questions, the better. Is that the only way you can be involved on the day? No. And you know, event organisers or good event organisers. And I would say I'm still learning. You know, I'm learning from the likes of South Summit. So I go to events overseas as well. I like to see what they're doing. Maybe I will follow some of what they do or not, because different cultures do things differently. Like 11 p.m. at night, that's when they have their first gathering. 11 p.m. night, most people are sleeping or almost sleeping. Ronald Fletcher Baker Solicitors, they've got a live legal clinic as well. Or Andy Bardry, who's given the summary for the end of the day, calls it the Legal Eagles. Like that one, the Legal Eagles. So that's in the forward of the conference handbook. I haven't written anything in this handbook, to be fair. It's one of my goals in 2021. I know it should be 2020, but 2021 conference, because I won't have a 2020 National Development Summit. Apart from this one, it's too late to get a new magazine.
Yeah.
But my goal is to in there for 2021. So many people are saying, is it 2 days? I know it's 2 days content, but it's 2 day content put into one. So please do not turn up on the Sunday. Otherwise, you'll be catching up with myself, probably Evan as well, for breakfast. But I hope they have a jacuzzi. I hope so as well, Des. I've never found out if they have a jacuzzi. Maybe at some point, I have to get a venue with a jacuzzi. So that's a good question. This place has got no jacuzzi, by the way. So look, just summary, and then we're going to Sam's background. It should be at the beginning, but sometimes it can be at the end as well. So how to get involved? Book your ticket, over 150 plus registered. I know I'm doing all the talking, sorry Sam.
No, that's okay.
150 plus registered already. Really, really delighted. I'm not surprised. Why am I not surprised? Look, when you've got the likes of Thomas Knust or Thomas Nust, what he's doing in terms of the size of the developments, I'm not surprised whatsoever. So that's one factor. Evan as well, moving in the same way as Thomas in terms of size of developments, and that's one thing we're going to be talking about. Well, when I say we, not me, Evan and Thomas will be talking about the size of their developments and challenges and how they've scaled as well. Really delighted that Evan and Grace are going to do a short presentation. All presentations this year at the summit are 25 minutes, so 25 minutes. So is that the right formula? I don't know. Feedback is great, and I will be asking for feedback after the event as well, because that's the only way to go forward.
Are you handing out feedback forms at the end of the event?
I will have to work out what particular way, whether it will be feedback or whether it will be SurveyMonkey. So, trouble with SurveyMonkey is, sometimes you get in your inbox and then you don't respond. So, it's easy. There's so many emails, and unfortunately, sometimes the best way to connect is on the day, just like coming to the National Development Summit. meeting architects, planners, developers. Also looking forward, yes, you are, Des. I have to admit my focus right now is on the 18th, but literally 12 days afterwards, you have to thank Aaron, because Aaron is the one who persuaded me to have a January meet. I said to Aaron I'd like to take January off the Central London Evening Property Network, and Aaron said you must put one on. So Des and Tej are the key speakers for that particular evening, and that's where I'm going to next to see Tej Singh, who's going to be there on the day. Sam, I'm really sorry.
Have you done a TED Talks with him yet?
No, I haven't, but I keep talking and not bringing you into the conversation. So, look, I can come back to this. I'm sure I'm going to be online over the next few days. Sam, in terms of yourself, what's your background? Because you've got an interesting background.
So I've been in property since 2001. I started out as an estate agent.
So that's a long time.
So next year will be 20 years.
Wow, 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years nearly in property. And right now, apart from building my own portfolio with Hilltop Credit Partners, which are a development finance fund. And our remit is to help property developers across the UK, SME developers, fund their projects. So we're looking for local operating partners. And we mentioned a bunch of other lenders that can also provide a similar service. But what we do, I truly believe, is quite unique. So yeah, I'm going to be at the National Development Summit. I was there last year and the previous year. Some great people. I'd love to meet up with some very cool developers. And
so when you say cool, so
yeah.
Look, cool to some people would be the like Scott, for example.
Yeah.
So really delighted that Stuart's back. He's talking about innovation. So what makes Stuart cool, or what makes a developer cool?
I think that
I know Stuart's based in Brighton,
when
which
I
makes
say
him
cool, I mean down to earth, humble, hardworking, innovative, groundbreaking, cutting
innovative.
edge.
So Sam's mentioning some of the key words associated with Stuart. I don't know if he's been looking at the...
So people doing, because we do, we're mainly residential. We will consider projects that have got 10% of commercial retail as part of the GDV, but mainly residential. So we'll also consider student housing. We'll do assisted living. If we can find somebody doing something slightly different within that residential space, it's something that's really appealing. Smart homes, for example, somebody that's going to bring that sort of thing to the forefront, we would love to get behind them.
Look, I love to continue the conversation, and we will do today. So lots of conversations, not just from 8:30 in the morning to 5 in the evening. It's also going to be after that as well, and stay there to the late. Keep your diary free. Last year I heard of a story, and this is stories I've heard of, and there's a lot more. One investor met up with them again, and some serious amount of funding. I don't want to say too much online, but literally it wasn't necessarily just the event, it was them staying after the event as well. So yes, they connected at the event, but they stayed in the bar. So don't just think of the event as finishing at 5:15 dead on the dot, and then you have to rush home or whatever. Keep it free that particular evening. So if there's one evening you keep free before the 30th of January, it must be the Central London, or it must be the National Development Summit as well. So massive thanks for joining myself, Des. I look forward to seeing you very soon. Massive thanks for your support. I love to hear your story, and I'm really passionate about getting Des featured in my conference handbook for the commercial summit, or one of my summits going forward. But as I say, National Development Summit is a one-off just this year, and then 2021. So it's an annual event, not biannual, the National Development Summit. So thanks. I know Sam hasn't had a huge amount of time to talk, but thank you.
It's all right, but I'll meet you at the National Development Summit. It'd be great to meet you there. See you soon. Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you.